Hello, how are you doing today? I'm getting everything set up here as I go. Things are a little bright here. Let's switch this. There we go. That's better. Much better. How's everybody doing today? Happy May the 4th. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Let's see here. David's here. David says maybe the dark side grabbed Lee. No, it didn't happen. It did not happen. Dean's here. Hey, Dean, how are you doing today? I'm just getting, I have one of these days where it's just jam-packed and I'm just running from one thing to the next. So I went live and I figured Chewy can hang out with you while I was getting things together. Let's see here. There you go. I thought he's much more interesting than I am. Let's see. Evan's here. Hey, Evan, may the 4th be with you. And also with you. Learning Theory. Hey, Learning Theory, how you doing today? Thomasville. Hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Rob here. Rob the Drum. Hey, Lee. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. What we're doing today is celebrating May the 4th and also celebrating the end of Academy Days. And then we've started a new series called Practice Tactics for the week. And we're going to talk a little bit about practice tactics. I'm just getting everything set up as we go. We've gone daily with the audio podcast, which I've got the entire week finished. It took Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday evening to get that done. And so we are fully daily now, and downloads are really looking good. We're going to talk about guitar in a second. We're going to talk about practicing. We're going to talk about May the 4th, what's about to happen this afternoon, and a lot of cool stuff. And tell me what's going on with you guys. Raza, hey, let's see, is that the first band? That might be my first real band, man. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Great to see you, man. Awesome. Evan says, I need to solidify a practice schedule and approach. Okay, yeah, we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes. Also talking about coaching. We've got some new coaching coming in. I'm about to schedule all of the new folks in as we go. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'll be meeting with the new coaching students. So if you're one of those who's on the list, expect an email today, probably this evening. And we're going to be talking about, let's see here, goals, right? So, learning guitar, rough for a lot of people, easy for some people. Those are the people, sometimes it's an easy start. Sometimes it's difficult. We have a lot of people who started off and got to a certain level and then leveled off and went into the career beginner mode. We've been getting a lot of people out of that. But today we're going to be talking about goals and systems and direction and small and big goals. And if you want to go deep into it, the audio podcast is out today. It goes deep into that. We're just going to be kind of going over the surface level things. Let's see here. 1, 2. Dean is here. Okay. Yeah. The last thing I want to make sure that Dean, we are getting together on Friday. So that's set in. Okay. So what we talked about first, we talked about the what. What are goals? Just want to have fun with is usually the one thing, or usually people start the guitar and they just want to see where it leads them. We have a hard time with that when we hit the wall. Everything stops. You get frustrated. And you figure, well, I'm just going to practice more. That's what people say. Practice all the time. Practice. Then you get to the point where things aren't working out anymore. A lot of people quit. Guitar has a let's see, it's a big population of people who used to play guitar. You know, we're trying to head that off at the past. So any type of goal that you want to have, you have a series of steps. We talked about the process today. How do you get where one step at a time with guitar? The problem is guitar is so big. There's so many styles of, just think about Rob's here, the style of music that we played back in the day. I've played so many different styles of music since then. It started off as just just loving rock music, and then went into jazz, went into blues, which was the majority of what I've played in blues. So it's the decisions that I was making early on, I would get frustrated with one thing and had an opportunity to go into a different style of music, learn that. It was really, let's see here. Direction. Okay. So, so the things that I really got into the audio podcast today was, opportunities. And a lot of people they just play guitar. They just are happy to play it, want to see what happens. And I'm trying to get the students in the academy to start making their own choices, deciding where they want to go, making the decision. This is the style of music that I want to play. There's a couple opportunities. I was always open for new opportunities. And a lot of the time I would get into a band, or I get into a situation, I would get into a work situation where it would take me away from that original goal that we want to. And I'm thinking that about, I see Evan here. And Evan, we know from last year, got into a situation that's different than his original idea of what we're doing. And then eventually moved away from that. And I think that's really, in retrospect, that's a good thing. He knows what he likes to play. He knows the style of music that he wants to do. And steering himself away from that, I think, was probably a positive thing in the long run. But what we're doing is we're setting some goals long-term for our coaching students. And the long-term goals that we're working for is different for every single student. The original coaching, we were doing a roadmap. Today, we're changing things, and it's more 3-month goals for individual students right now. And that's kind of where my head is at right now, getting everyone in their direction. Now, I have ideas for students. I have ideas of what I want from the students, but everyone has their own. What style of music do I want to play? What do I want to do? Especially now that we're just starting to get back out and start playing again. All of those, problems that we haven't had in a while, well, what am I going to do? I need to find people to play with. I need to do this. And it's an investment of your time. Is it worth it? Should I just stay home and practice? Those are the things that we've been dealing with. So, what we've been doing, and this is something that in the academy, everything's set up over 12-week systems. So we have a big goal that we just completely obliterate at the end of 3 months, every 12. So every 4 weeks is the first step, second step, third step. So we have month to month to month, 3 goals that are going to get us to that main goal. And then we talk about our daily stuff as well. Hey, hey, man. Hey, David, how are you doing? How's the weather over there? Great to see you. The Obi-Wan beard. Yeah, I think it's about the same. This is a 30-day beard right there for me. This is what happens in 30 days. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I just let it go, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we're going to do. We're going to take the week off next week. So I'm kind of like on the end of a marathon right now. I'm just kind of coming down from all of that. The daily stuff was awesome. We had a lot of great stuff, but I need to regroup a little bit. So next week I'm taking the week off, and one of the things I'm going to do is reevaluate the facial stuff here. But Evan was talking about going to Houston. I need to solidify a practice schedule and approach. So with Evan, we were doing great with the roadmap, but then things started. He was getting ready to perform, and things kind of got off track there. And I think we have a new direction to go. So I'm going to ask Evan. I'm going to ask everybody here. So we have David, Dean, Evan. Learning theory. Are you new? Are you one of the students? Is that just a new avatar there? Thomasville. Let's see. And David. Weather's getting a little bit warmer now for England. Awesome. That's good. It's nice. I've got some extra warmth that we can give you if you need some. So I'm going to ask you all, what's your big goal with guitar? What's the next big thing for you? We're going to do this now. I think this would be a good thing for today. I wasn't sure what we're going to do. We have a VIP hangout at 3. So we've got a good 15 minutes here. I did want to tell you about what I'll be doing with Star Wars stuff today, but I'm going to save that for the end. So, and goals is the daily topic today. So what's your next major goal with guitar? What would be the thing in 3 months, if you could do in 3 months, that you would be happy, that you would be, that you'd feel that you were on the right track? And what we're going to do is we're going to break that down into 3 things, and we can help each other on this one as well. Learning Theory says, I'm new here. Awesome. Welcome. I'm Lee. This is kind of the hangout for kind of the core members. We have an audio podcast. That's the big thing out there. And then we just get here live, hang out on the afternoons a little bit. It's great to see you there. So Evan says, Evan's first in with a 3-month goal. What's a 3-month goal for Evan? Better lead playing is the current goal. If I could improvise confidently over a lot of different stuff. Okay. And Learning Theory says, gotcha, cool, thank you. Hey, awesome. So Evans, better lead playing is the current goal. If I could improvise confidently over a lot of different stuff. Okay, so we're dealing with single note stuff, and then we're dealing with diversity. We're going to be trying to play confidently in different situations. All right, so let's do that. Let's help Evan out with this. We have a 3-month goal. So that if I threw a song at you that you maybe wouldn't be the normal style of music that you play, you would feel confident doing that. What are the things that we could lead to? So let's split that into 3. And so knowing Evan and knowing the things, scale patterns is not Evan's problem. He's got all the scale patterns all over the place in many, many, many different keys. So that's one thing. So we'll start from there. That's ground zero. So we got somebody who's not as confident to play in different styles of music, but knows scales patterns. So what we're going to start doing, and we've worked with phrasing before, but phrasing is the sticking point, right? Phrasing is where someone throws you into a new situation and they tell you what key you're in. And so you're playing notes that pretty much match what's going on, but it's not working for you, right? So phrasing would be the first thing. And I always like this is something that we start early with, and I like to revisit this along the way, along the roadmap. And that is the most basic phrasing thing. It's like make a 1-note solo in a new style of music. What are you going to do that 1 note? What are the things that you can do with just 1 note to make it interesting? And then that will be different for different styles of music. The first thing you can do is rhythm, right? You've got no choices with notes, but you've got everything when it comes to rhythm. You can use any ideas, rhythmic ideas that you have. Then you also have stylistic things. You have harmonics. You have bending. You have raking into notes, all of the guitar things that make the guitar sound the way they do. So you have a lot that you can choose from, and then from different notes. Then we start with 2 notes, and then making something that sounds interesting for 3 notes and 4 notes. So that phrasing would be my first thing for that. Next is researching the style in different styles of music. Okay, so let's see if Evan's... No, he hasn't said anything back yet. So when you talk about Evan being confidently over a lot of different stuff, give me some examples of the different stuff. Give me like 2 examples of something different. So that I would start with phrasing, making sure that the note choices, you don't have to worry about that. Next would be researching the different styles, and then set lists would be the last. So making different set lists where you're just going through tunes, and also surprising yourself, maybe throwing a new song in every once in a while with those set lists. That would be my 3-month goal, so that by the end of it, that no matter what song I threw at Evan, he would feel confident he could play something good in that. So let's see here. Rob says, get better at blues scales toward playing melodies on guitar for songwriting. Cool. I didn't even know you're playing guitar. That's awesome, man. I knew you guys had a lot of different instruments. I guess I did. I guess I didn't know you guys all played guitar. Let's see here. So getting better at blues scales toward playing melodies on guitar for songwriting. That would be, that's well, the first thing with blues scales and guitar, the first trap most people have is they just know 1, or they'll know 2. They'll have like the Chuck Berry one, and then they'll have the 4 pattern, right? And they'll know those 2, and then the rest of the guitar is very limiting. The first thing with the blues scales for playing melodies is to start thinking the neck of the guitar as a whole, not as just 1 place or 2 places. That's the biggest problem people have. So once you have that, understanding how the blues scales and the full scales relate to each other, because you're talking about writing melodies on guitar for songwriting. So I would, if I was to split that into 3, the first would be making sure you have all your patterns across the neck of the guitar in all keys, also doing them in major pentatonic too. Same scale patterns, different use of those. Then, and then we would start, let's see, what would be better at blues scales? So are you talking about the blues scale itself, pentatonic scales, or the style of blues? What style of music would be? I think that's the third one. I would go into the second, and the third go into the style. Getting a little bit more specific for that. So researching the typical licks that you'd play there, and then go from there. I think so. David said, would love to totally understand scales and chords and be able to free flow. Well, you've got a great head start on scales, and you've got a good direction too. So definitely, I know once you're through all this, I know what your style is going to be. You'd have a definite style. You have definite things that you like. The chords have been holding you back. So let's be able to free flow to improve. Okay, so how will we do that? How will we split that into 3, David? So to be able to be to understand scales and chords and be able to free flow. Well, free flow would be for I guess improv is the way to go for that. And so maybe let's see, you're probably halfway through. I think you're in 204. Is that correct? Or 203? In fact, I'll find out right now. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see where David is at. I've got exactly where he is. Just takes me a second here. Oh, I see Coke just it says watching from the park, distracted, obviously. Yeah. Uh, Great to see you, Coke. Great to see you. So let's see here. Coaching. There we go. Where's David? David. So our last one was 204. Okay, so we're just in 204. You're in the right place. That's a great level. Basically, what 204 is major pentatonics. And then we usually what happens as you go is you get a song, the song's in the key of A, you find your A scale, and it pretty much matches. The problem is it gets kind of, you meander, it's aimless, and you don't deal with strong and weak, strong notes and weak notes. And then you start to realize, oh, I'm actually playing to the chord. Whenever there's a new chord, it doesn't matter what the scale is. If I'm playing a note that doesn't match that chord, it's going to add tension in there. And so what the level that David's is doing now is doing improv, and we're taking a skeleton scale, the major pentatonic scale, and then whatever chords that we're playing over, we're finding out, well, what are the strong notes for that chord in particular? And then we're either adding notes we're adding notes into the scale just for that chord to match that chord. If you listen to Brian May, he targets chords completely. It's everything he plays is melodic. It's a perfect wave. So I think you're in a good place, David. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into that too as we go through coaching as well. It's 2:57. I'm gonna have to go in about 3 minutes because we have our VIP. But I just want to get through these real quick. David says, to learn more songs, as I've always focused more on scales and technique. When someone says play a song, there are very few I know all the way through. That's set lists. And set list is something that, every person who's ever been in a band understands set list. It's an organizational tool. And instead of just learning parts of songs, make a set list of songs that you are intentional. I want to play these songs. So these are the songs that if someone came to me and said, hey, can you play me a song? These are the ones you would want to play. Okay. And we're going to have that. That's your currency. That's the value. Songs is the goal. No matter what your role is in the songs, to be able to play that song from the beginning, middle, and end. And what makes songs great, which is repetition, is also the thing that loses people when they're trying to learn the song. So I don't have to play that over and over again. I know that. We'll skip past that. Well, no, the repetition is important. And being able to play something well as it's repeating it's a skill that you need to learn. Let's see. David says, also be able to play as good as Andy Timmons. Okay, we'll do that. 3 months, we can make that happen. Dean says, rhythm and hybrid picking. Okay, well, and some song work too. I know that we're going to be doing that. Learning Theory says, have to go. We'll rewatch. Hey, man, great to see you. Great to see you. Evan says, blues rock and maybe some basic jazz. Awesome. Blues, rock, and basic jazz. So that's what we're going to do. So why don't you go ahead and pick 3. We'll do it that way. We'll do 3 songs. Okay. And then maybe we'll deep dive on each of the 3 songs and figure out, well, what are the things that I need to know to be fluent in this song in particular, but in this style of music? What are the things that, and not, not mastering this, but fluent, be able to speak this language confidently. Kevin says, I'm late, but I couldn't miss May the 4th. Hey, Kevin, great to see you, man. I was hoping we'd be in a Sith hooded robe. No, I've got my Rogue One shirt on. I've got to go actually now I have to go. But let's see here. Hey, Jason, we're all going to head over to the VIP in just a minute because I know that's about to start here. Kevin says only 2 likes on the video. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Yes, please go ahead and hit a couple likes for me there. I appreciate it. David says, how am I getting on with this double humbucker? I'm loving it. I need to work on the nut. It's a little too high here. Other than that, the pickups are great. When I roll down, I am losing some high end, so I'm probably going to have to put a volume kit on there too. So, Rob says, just a little, still an active drummer. Oh, cool. That's awesome. That all makes sense. Thanks. Cool. All right. All right. Thanks, Lee. Great to end you. Hey, man. Great to see you, Rob. Great to see you. And great to see everybody here. Vicky popped in. Hi, Vicky. Great to see you. And I'm going to go ahead over to the VIP Hangout. And so if you're a VIP member, go on over there. It's you can get into the VIP. It's like $3 a month. It's just like Patreon. Just like Patreon, there's different levels, and we all get into the Hangouts and also the podcast as well. And those episodes will be back on track probably next week. Okay, well, thanks everybody for hanging out with me today, and take a listen to the audio podcast. Head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Everybody's got Spotify. Head over to Spotify and check today's out. It's a series this week, and we're talking about goals, and we're talking about some of the issues that people have. And I'd really appreciate you taking a listen to that. It was a good one. I listened to it today myself. All right, I'll see you over in the VIP Hangout. Bye-bye, everybody.